Hi, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? I am in a noisy place, please. Here with me, I'm in a family function, but like we say, the show must go on. I hope you can hear me. If you can hear me, please let me know in the comment section. There's a lot of music in the background, but I had to show up. Thank you for joining me in this week's episode of Going to the Week. So let's get into it so that we can, run. Can you hear me, please? Can you help me with the comment section? Can you hear my voice, actually? Do let me know, please. Can you hear me? Please say yes. Yes, because I'm actually in a noisy place. Okay, now let's dive into it. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, my whole family. Thank you, and thank you for joining me today. Welcome to another episode of Glow into the Week. Are you excited? I'm Dr. Chimsomogu, your skin and confidence doctor, and I help you grow not just in your skin, but from inside out. Yes, we show up irrespective of the circumstances around us. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. So today we're talking about unlearning smallness and finding the courage to see yourself differently. Because sometimes our greatest prison is not a place. It's not where we are. It's not where we find ourselves. Actually, in our mind. Like our mindset is what imprisons us. Even the Bible tells us that we should be transformed by the renewing of our mind. Meaning that if you can change your mind, you can transform anything. In fact, I love that Bible verse. Like it does it for me. Anytime I'm in a difficult place, I start to ask myself, how am I thinking? What's bothering me? How can I change my situation by my thoughts, by my thought process? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So now, when we talk about smallness, what are we actually talking about? Is it humility? Is it being humble, not being able to speak up? Is that what it means? Not exactly. When I say smallness, I actually mean the self-limiting beliefs that we have. Those things that we tell ourselves that don't allow us to move forward, don't allow us to become a better, show up like we should. Is that invisible ceiling in our minds that tells us that I can't do this thing. I'm not enough. People like me don't belong here. I'm feeling, like I'm not supposed to be in this space. This person is better than me. That's what smallness actually refers to. You don't feel like you come into a space and you feel like every other person is more deserving of that space than you actually are. It's when you see yourself through the lens of your past. Maybe you grew up in poverty, or somebody said something to you. Other people's opinion. Smallness keeps us apologizing for how brilliant we are. We can't show up with our extra. We can't be who we are truly meant to be. We start to hide our gifts because we feel too small. We feel like we shouldn't. If we show it, people will actually think that we are overdoing, or we shouldn't be doing that. So it's us settling for less. Even the Bible tells us that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So therefore, if you think a certain thing in your heart, with time, you can actually change your life by, this is the Bible I'm trying to connect it, by renewing the way you think, so that you can become something else. Who is catching the rema with me? Okay, let's go. Now, where does smallness come from? For many of us, it started early when we were children. Our environment, where we found ourselves in, rewarded us for being quiet. As a child, they say, oh, if you're a child and you talk too much, they shout at you. You shouldn't talk to your elders. You shouldn't reply them. You should be quiet. You should. Elders are always right. That's the environment that we found ourselves. That's the way we found ourselves, growing up. So we were taught to be timid. And if you used to talk too much, it was a problem. Our families praise and just be like, oh, suffer your husband is beating you, and all you have to endure for your children. So families praise those kind of behavior. So that's especially in Africa, that's the setting that we're used to. And also our communities to make us be afraid of being successful. You hear things like, oh, if you're a girl, you're successful, because men will not follow you. don't do this, don't do that. And we see it and we say it with so much pride, like, oh, you have to hide your success because it will make you, not achieve more. And that is a limiting belief that doesn't let people, aspire for who they want to become. So we hear this like, oh, don't dream too big. You're thinking, yeah, like my mom used to say that to her that she had annual because she wanted to, had thoughts of her children going abroad, doing that. So people will not feel bad for the extra things that she did for us to, because she felt like she wanted to expose us. But people actually made fun of her for doing that. They were like, oh, you're not going to get my land, you're wasting your money. But looking back, we can see the effect of what she tried to expose us expose us to as children. So our environment is a big problem. And that also taught us to shrink into other people's comfort zones, to try to make other people feel comfortable. But the truth is that God never designed us to shrink. He designed us to shine. Because even in the Bible, it says that you are the light of the world. So you're meant to glow. You're meant to shine through. Are you getting me? So you're feeling me say, hey. So now, what is the cost of these things? Now, when you stay small, you end up missing opportunities that are meant for you. Anytime you find yourself apologizing for even being alive. Oh, I'm sorry that I could not do this thing. I'm sorry that I talked to you like that. When you're actually trying to express yourself, you find yourself apologizing first before you even say what you have to say, before you have to show up. You now struggle with being confident, and it affects the way you make decisions because you don't feel like you're good enough to take that decision. So you're confused. Instead of it to take a risk or take a bold step, you keep questioning yourself. It allows others to define your worth. Like you don't feel like you're good enough, so people define how you feel about yourself, define your worth. It's not a good place to be. Now, some of us feel like smallness is being safe. No, it's not. It's actually erasing yourself gradually, making yourself disappear gradually. You're doing harm to yourself. You can't glow, you can't come out confident while you're hiding your light. That is not what God meant you to be doing. The Bible says you should arise, shine, for your light has come. So it doesn't pay you to stay small. Now, how do we unlearn smallness? It's actually an act of you being courageous. If you take time to unlearn the things that made you feel less than yourself, the first thing is that you have to be aware. Take time to acknowledge those patterns that have kept you small, those things that happened as when you were a child, those things that are currently happening around you. Then take time to reprogram your beliefs. Sometimes we say, oh, the sky is your limit, all those type of things, or there's a think outside the box. The truth is that there's no box. Just think. There's no enclosure that is going to stop you, from attaining what you need to attain. So it's important that you reprogram your mind and replace those limiting thoughts with the truth. Those things that tell you, oh, you don't know anything because you failed math. You reprogram it. You're not dumb. You know how to make hair. You know how to cook. There's something you're good at. So don't allow what they said as a child keep dragging you down. Or in this family, nobody gets rich. Or you can't make 100 million. You can't make, nobody is only thieves. We hear things like everybody that is rich that is doing yahoo, or the person is a thief, or all politicians are liars. We have those ceilings like that we've created, and we say it with confidence and we live them. It's not true. They're actually rich people that work hard for their money, because most of us can't do things that they do. But because our mind is limited, anytime we are about to attain that thing, we self-sabotage. Something draws us back to where our default setting, because we've created a ceiling. You cannot get more than you can imagine. You cannot get more than your mind can take. So open your mind and know that anything is possible. So reprogram the way you think. Now, also try to redefine what it means to be humble. Being humble doesn't mean that you should be invisible. No, it doesn't mean that you should not express yourself. It doesn't mean that you should not, show the talent that you were born with. That's not humility. Humility is that You actually know your worth, but it doesn't make you look down on other people, make other people feel small. It doesn't, it's not defined by other people around you. You come in, you identify those that you should respect, but doesn't mean that you shouldn't speak up when you have to. Then another thing is that we should take steps. Start by showing up. Stop planning. Let's keep planning because we don't think that we are worth shining. So we keep putting ourselves down and planning forever, and we never take that step that we really need to take. So start showing up. You don't have to be ready to show up. There's no ready. There's no good time to start doing anything. Get up and run. Get up and do it. Even when you don't feel like you're ready, the more you do it, the better you become. That's just the truth. Then anything that you do, start putting yourself down. Celebrate that progress. Gratitude breaks the habit of small thinking. If you can celebrate the progress of everything that you do, then the sky is your limit. Are you getting me? Now, confidence doesn't come from perfection, honestly. It comes from the truth. So keep telling yourself that truth. You don't have to perfect. Just be on the journey to perfection. Actually, there's nothing like perfection because you keep improving, you keep learning, you keep becoming better. The more you see yourself as God sees you, the more confident that you become. Confidence grows in clarity. Confidence grows through gratitude. Confidence glimmers in action. So confidence is not arrogance, it's the agreement with your potential. So when you see your potential, you start working towards it and then you agree with it. And that's when you shine through. So true growth is from inside. When that confidence is pushing. So it's important that you throw away the smallness and show up like you should. So now your mindset definitely affects your skin. Yeah, I must come to the skin. Yeah. When you feel like you're small, you're not good enough, your stress hormones go up. Cortisol gets up, your skin becomes dull, if you're peaceful, you have endorphins that make your skin to glow, if you're grateful, you're relaxed, it reduces inflammation. Like it's a whole, process that makes you actually you see that that when you're stressed, you can start having that like it's a vicious cycle. You start having rashes that you don't know where they are coming from. So even the Bible says that a happy heart makes the face cheerful. So everything is in this Bible, right? So now let us reflect. I want you to take a mirror and ask yourself, what version of me have I been hiding? What version of me have I been shrinking? What will it look like to finally see myself differently? Like, what will it look like? What does your ideal self, how do you want to show up every day? What do you want people to see about yourself? What will it look like? Now, write one belief that you want to let go of this week and replace it with the truth. Write it down because writing has a way of making you, be able to reflect on something. Now, for example, I'm not good enough, but tell yourself that I'm God's masterpiece, fully equipped. It's not that you're not good enough. You understand what I'm saying? So it's important that you do this exercise so that you can take time and see how you see yourself, understand it, and reflect on it. And then ask yourself, is it the truth or is it a lie? And write what you want to actually see. So now what affirmation are we going to make as we go into the new year, as we go into the new week? Say with me, I release the fear of being seen. I am worthy of big dreams and bold spaces. Like I walk into bold spaces with confidence. My confidence is built on the truth, not by approval, not on what people say about me. I am expanding in all that God created me to be. I glow with purpose, peace, and courage. Glow with boldness. So I'll tell you, this season, with all the fanfare and all, remember to use your sunscreen. Yeah, where I am, the sun is really hot. Use your sunscreen, reapply every 2 hours, 2 fingers on your face and neck. You don't have to be black after the season. Like I can't help myself. Yeah, I'm skin off. So just know that confidence plus consistency is equal to radiance. Your body says that the Bible says that your body is the temple of the Lord. So take care of it. Take time to hydrate. Take time to be the best version of yourself. You were never meant to blend in. You were born to shine, just like I'm shining, right? You were born to shine. Stop editing your life to make others comfortable. No matter how you deem yourself, it's not going to make others like you more. Just be yourself. Just shine through. This week, unlearn smallness. Speak kindly to yourself and walk boldly in your truth. I am Dr. Chimsomogu, your skin and confidence doctor, helping you go from inside out. This is me wishing you a new year in advance. Thank you for joining me. We'll see you the same time next week. Happy New Year and have a wonderful, wonderful festive season. Bye. See you next week. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Bye bye.